5 plus 5. Look at that. 869. We can say OB ho. Say OB ho. Step. Are you my friend? Are we what?
What's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Tatiana Vixen. Yeah, that's her name. And unless you've been living under a rock, Kendrick Lamar dropped his highly anticipated visual to his hit and diss track to Drake, Not Like Us. The video has some amazing visuals and includes some of Compton's most iconic faces. Not only that, we got to hear a possible preview of another single or maybe another diss track. I don't know, I guess time will tell. This is gonna be a Thotty University special. That's right, we're having a full-blown video breakdown. But before we begin, I need you to like, comment, and share, and best believe I'm gonna meet you there, because your girl be in the comments and we definitely gotta talk about this. And if you love what I'm serving and how I give it, hit that subscribe button so you're always notified when I upload. Duh! We're gonna get right into it. Let's go. So of course, in the opening, we get a preview of Kendrick Lamar possibly giving us a little taste of a new single he might drop. But you know, Kendrick is known for kind of giving you a taste and nothing more, so this just might be a tease. But one thing that I did notice was in his lyrics, he says, "I peep ownership, the blueprint is by me." This of course is probably referring to the fact that he is an independent artist and he does what the fuck he wants. Now, of course, yes, I know he has a distribution deal with Interscope, but other than that, Kendrick is independent, baby. Which technically, what this is all about. The real hip hop artist versus the major corporation industry plan. The bigger picture here is his disgust with the major corporations that have sucked the hip hop industry and culture as a whole. To him, this is essentially forgetting the true nature of the hip hop culture, which indeed is a major part of the black culture. Kendrick often brings up the fact that Drake is biracial, half black, half white, raised by a single mother in the suburbs in Canada. To him, Drake probably doesn't really know too much about hip hop and technically is cosplaying. I mean, Drake is an actor. Now, before the song plays, we see Tommy the Clown, who's a Compton legend. You know, he's from that movie, Rise, I believe it was called, and he introduced the world to the dance crump. Tommy the Clown is looking through a peephole and he says, "What's the password?" Kendrick replies, or at least who we think is Kendrick replies, "I see dead people." Now, if you don't know, this of course is referring to the movie The Sixth Sense, where actor Haley Joel Osment plays a young boy named Cole who can see, you guessed it, dead people. And what's another word for dead people that are still roaming around? Ghosts. What does this have to do with Drake? Well, Drake in the past has been accused of hiring ghostwriters. This is a play on the word ghost. So yeah, we caught the shade. Opening of the next scene, you notice that Tommy the Clown says, "You're late." This, of course, I believe is referring to the fact that Drake kind of bullied Kendrick for a while until he dropped his first diss track. Drake kept saying, "Drop, drop, drop." Remember that? I believe this is a double metaphor. One, it took a little minute for him to drop these visuals, and two, Drake was begging him to respond to his disses, and Kendrick finally did. But he was a little late. Not that we care, because his 2, 3, 4 diss tracks was straight fire. And the only reason why Kendrick was probably taking too long, because Drake, he was making a diss track. Kendrick was making a diss record. Don't let that go over your head. We then start seeing members of Tommy the Clown's dance team, the TSquad. The dancers are dripped out in red, white, and blue, also referring to the fact that the video was dropped on the 4th of July. Kendrick also is playing on the fact that You know, Drake is not American. So this could also be a double metaphor, an American artist versus a Canadian artist. These are also the same dancers that accompanied Kendrick Lamar during his Juneteenth concert, another American holiday. Just another reminder, Drake is not American. Another nod to the title of the diss track, Not Like Us. But trust, that title has more than one reason. In addition to the dancers rocking red, white, and blue, they also have red and blue bandanas intertwined to each other and attached to their pants. This again is a nod to not only his amazing legendary performance during Juneteenth, where he had members of the red group and blue group on stage together in unity, but also to his upbringing and having friends and family that were members of both these groups. In the next scene, we see Kendrick rapping with someone behind him dancing while wearing a Compton hat, which, if you don't know by now, is where he's from. But in that same scene, we then see someone who's similarly dressed like Drake was in his Dark Lane Demo Tapes music video. This person, or Drake lookalike, is approaching Kendrick Lamar, but just as he's about to get real close to him, Mr. Compton Hat pulls him back. This is a literal and metaphorical symbol of the city of Compton always having Kendrick Lamar's back, no matter how far ahead he is. We then see in the next scene Kendrick Lamar doing push-ups in what looks like a prison cell. But please keep in mind that Kendrick Lamar only does 17 push-ups. Odd number? Nope. This of course could possibly referring to Drake allegedly having a thing for underage girls, which of course could possibly land him in a jail cell. Oh, you think that's a reach? Nay, nay, said the cat. If you notice, Kendrick is doing the same exact hand gesture that Drake was doing when he and a little girl was dancing to Famous Sally's What's Up G-Way on TikTok. And let us not forget that in this scene, it's where Kendrick spits his lyric, "Hey Drake, I heard you like 'em young." Kendrick also reminds us in his lyrics that Drake's friend and OVO member, and allegedly his hitman, is currently fighting an ex-trafficking case right now. Gag. Also in this scene, if you notice, Kendrick has a canvas behind him, but the canvas is facing the wall. Canvases are usually used for painting. But what would that have to do with this scene? Remember, everything Kendrick does is super intentional. Someone on TikTok pointed out that this year's Mike Rubin's all-white party had invitations that were wild painting themed. Kendrick Lamar would have had to been invited to the party to know this, and I don't doubt he wasn't. I mean, Drewski was there. Kendrick is one of the hottest hip-hop artists right now, so I believe he was invited. This turning of the painting is Kendrick's fuck you to the invitation, as well as the Hollywood uppity who's who culture. Again, everything in this video is intentional. The next scene is super obvious. I mean, the OVO mascot is an owl and Kendrick is beating the shit out of it. What may not be so obvious is the owl is a piñata, which is a game often played by children during birthdays. Another nod referring to Drake's, attachment to minors. You know what else is a kid's game? Hopscotch, which is the scene deliberately placed right after the piñata scene. While playing Hopscotch, Kendrick Lamar is dressed similar to the viral sensation, the Whack guy.
His hair, whack. His gear, whack. His jewelry, whack. His footsteps.
Where have we heard that word before?
Whack, 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 whack.
Oh yeah. Some say whack, some say whack. Whatever. Keep in mind, in this scene, this is when Kendrick says his legendary line, "A minor." This is definitely a double metaphor for yo ass. Of course, the obvious referring to someone who's under the age of 18, but also on the piano, an A minor chord referring to the white keys, not the black ones. This could of course be another dig at Kendrick Lamar referring to Drake being biracial. Next, we see Kendrick Lamar driving around in a black Ferrari with the song's beatmaker, DJ Mustard. Now, if you know Drake, you know he loved his mustard yellow Ferrari that he was driving around in his Upset music video. This could be Kendrick's way of saying, whatever you got, baby, I can get it too. And if you look close, we see some major cameos. Kendrick is paying major homage to some Compton, Cali natives like YG, Roddy Ricch, and Steve Lacy, to name a few. Speaking of cameos, we get some more in the next scene, which features the always viral Compton dancer Keto the Great and Taiwan Williams. We also get a glance at NBA star DeMar DeRozan, who by the way is mentioned in the song and coincidentally played for the Toronto Raptors. All three are in a lot with all white shipping containers that are labeled Bridgetown, Barbados. And we all know Drake once upon a time had an understandably obsession with the one and only Rihanna, who's from where? Barbados. Rihanna is not from Bridgetown, Barbados, but from St. Michael's. However, in the country of Barbados, all international cargo is brought to where? Bridgetown. The thought put into this video was insane. Oh, and by the way, Rihanna now shares 2 beautiful children with Drake's op, A$AP Rocky. Next, we see one of the video's choreographers, Charm LaDonna, walking on a tightrope. The sky background is super similar to Drake's Nothing Was the Same album cover. Now the next scene, which is probably the most iconic, is Kendrick, his fiancee Whitney, and their children dancing in what looks to be a traditional grandma house. This scene is super iconic for 2 reasons. One, Whitney is wearing a tank top, also known as a wife beater. In Drake's Family Matters diss track, he accused Kendrick Lamar of, you guessed it, being a wife.
Wiping up a mixed cream and hit vanilla cream to help out with your self-esteem.
Coincidence? I think not. And this is Kendrick Lamar's way of shutting down this weak-ass rumor. And it indeed is a rumor. Some even speculate that this was just something Drake threw in because he literally had nothing on Kendrick, so he made something up. And the number 2 reason why this scene is super iconic is the fact that Kendrick Lamar included his children in this scene. It's no secret that at one point Drake was literally hiding the fact that he had a son before the world found out. And he may allegedly also have a daughter. Kendrick Lamar seems to be poking fun at the fact that Drake has a lack of commitment and family structure. And while we may always see a lot of men have babies all over the place, Kendrick Lamar is not one of them. That is not a flex to him. Family is. In the end, Kendrick locks an owl, the OVO mascot, inside of a cage. This could mean several things. Him putting an end to this beef, or him putting an end to Drake. And the Compton crowd goes wild. I am 100% sure that a lot of these people in this scene were possibly at that legendary Juneteenth concert. And if you look real close, Kendrick Lamar is right there in the crowd, right where he belongs, amongst the people. I see why J. Cole apologized. He knew. That boy knew. The video caught 20 million views the first 24 hours it was put out, and it currently is now at 53 million. Thank you, Kendrick Lamar, for this iconic moment in hip-hop history. And I want to thank you for coming to class on time. I'm going to try to do a lot more video breakdowns for you guys because I think we had some fun. Maybe it was because it was Kendrick, but we'll find out. Like, comment, and share, and best believe I'm gonna meet you there because your girl be in the comments, okay? And if you love what I'm serving and love how I give it, hit that subscribe button so you're always notified when I upload. Give this video a like and please share it with your friends. I appreciate it. I'll see my students next time. Just make sure you're on time. You like that last video? Well, the good news is I got plenty more right here on YouTube. Just hit the subscribe button so you're always notified when I upload to my channel. That's right. Binge watch the out of me.